Rosen, and my presentation is all about how a viewer's criticisms of an athlete are not needed. I want to start off with a little comparison. This guy's up here trying to talk. Let's say I'm over here. God, he sucks. He's just terrible at this. And now, he's obviously an amateur, and there are people like Dr. Cooper who are professionals. I'm not brown-nosing to try and get a better grade, but he's obviously professional when it comes to it. It's the same thing with the major leagues. The first example I have is LeBron left to go to Miami. He's left his hometown of Cleveland. LeBron's first game back in Cleveland, people were throwing batteries at him. The tension could be cut with a knife. LeBron came back and scored 38 points and added 8 assists and a 28-point win. Now, it's not a great example because that Cleveland team was one of the worst in history, but here's another example. Kobe Bryant, he has something that's called Mamba mentality. Here's a video. It was game 1 in the 4th quarter of the 2010 NBA Finals. Chris Rock is a comedian, and here he is trying to crack some jokes. And now let's look at Kobe's reaction to his jokes. Not even fazed. He's trying to play his game. Next up we have the shows out here with their they call it credited opinions. And they're very popular. As you can see, there's this show called First Take, and it's a debate show where reporters Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman argue over opinions on popular sports issues that are out there. The show's very popular. Does this make it okay? No. Now is a little story time for you. I played high school basketball for a couple of years, and we were playing a team called Brunswick, and they killed us. They had a center that was a lot better than the rest of their team, and he scored a lot. I, before the game, was not allowed to guard him, but actually, too, the best part is this was the game that Mount Union came to scout me. So I was already so mad that we played terrible. Then I saw this headline. So Graphos, the other center, in Brunswick rise to tall task and win over Nordonia. Me and my brother were the tall task. Then here later in it, the senior center neutralized Knight's big men Ben Broshai and Alec Broshai by luring them out of the lane, then buried 6 of 10 trays on their outstretched arms in a dominating matchup. I was not allowed to guard him. So that headline and everything made me so angry. The one time I did guard him, I blocked him. I have the video in here just to help my ego. But I did block him the one time I got to guard him. And so I was already so mad because Mount Union came out to watch and I played terrible. Then I saw that headline. And you know what? It's high school sports. Why is someone doing this? And it's high school. Made me very upset. And that's where I was gonna go next, is depression among athletes. When you see your dad yelling at the ref, or you're trying to shoot a free throw and you see a fan yelling about your girlfriend, or you're terrible in class, or the referee who's trying to do his job, he's getting heckled, it's not good. So I have someone who came out, a psychologist, Andrew Wolin. He did a study where at least 15% of college athletes have depression. And recently this has also been happening in the majors. DeMar Rosen is a guard for the San Antonio Spurs. He is an all-star. Recently, he's come out to say that he's been battling with depression. Here's a quote from him. It's not very well done, but we all got feelings, all of that. Sometimes it gets the best of you. Where times everything in the whole world's on top of you. Rosen tweeted this after he sunk into a depression during All-Star Weekend, according to The Star. The 28-year-old said he has struggled with various nights spent with depression, since he was young. And once he came out and said that he has depression, and Kevin Love came out and said that he suffers from panic attacks, many more pros have opened up about it. Just because they're on top of the world doesn't mean that they're not human. Lastly, I wanted to talk a little bit about social media. Social media is creating a unique opportunity for athletes to voice their opinions. Blair Browning, a communication professor at Baylor, conducted a study on college athletes using social media. The results suggest that Twitter is a beneficial communicative tool for student athletes, but also presents challenges given the ease in which fans attack them via the social media platform. Accordingly, athletic departments must be proactive in helping student athletes use Twitter strategically, particularly in responding to the hecklers. Lastly, I wanted to call for a change. If an athlete needs to act civil, why shouldn't the fan? Paul Doherty, a writer for Sports Illustrated, thinks that entitlement comes with the ticket. You pay a lot of money, and the fan thinks, I deserve to mess with the fan or the player, and says that an athlete needs to be a role model, the fan needs to be the role model too. And I completely agree with that statement. Thank you. You all great listeners. Thank you for not heckling me. Here's my word.